like Travis Hunter is going to be a bust.
On the defensive side.
Not offense?
I think if he can pick a lane, I think his best route is just going on offense, focusing on that. You're at the top league. The guys around you in every position are the best players from college in every position. So I think he really has to just focus on his offensive game first, because if he's on both sides of it, they're just going to try to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
I saw it on a fourth down play. He was guarding Andre Isiovas, whoever that guy is, and he PI'd on a fourth down. They just threw it his way because they knew that he was probably the weakest cornerback out there. So teams are going to have a target on him.
2025 was supposed to be Travis Hunter's dream year. He snatched the Heisman Trophy, went number 2 overall in the NFL draft, and cashed out with a massive $30 million signing bonus up front. On top of that, he tied the knot with his longtime love, Lena. And wait, it doesn't stop there. He's now a father, too.
I found out I was pregnant February 4th of this year. We weren't trying, but we weren't not trying. You know what I'm saying? We knew what we were doing. And Travis wanted babies really, really bad. I mean, he's wanted babies for a long time. I was just adamant on being married first.
Hunter copped a new house, became a husband, became a dad, and still lines up at both cornerback and wide receiver like he's untouchable. Sounds like a movie, right? But here's the twist. So far, it's looking like the worst decision of his career and maybe the worst move the Jacksonville Jaguars have made in years. Through just 2 games, the numbers are ugly. On offense, only 9 catches, 55 yards, and a weak 6.1 yards per grab. On defense, not much better. Now, nobody's saying the kid isn't talented. Travis is an incredible athlete with a love for the game, but trying to play both sides of the ball is already catching up to him. People warned him, and now commentators are dragging him live on air. The spotlight is burning. Chris Sims even called it out. Jacksonville didn't spend the number 2 pick just to get average. They could have drafted a star quarterback, a top wideout, or even doubled up with a corner and receiver in back-to-back rounds. Instead, they gave up draft capital to trade up for Hunter, and he's not delivering.
Are going to town behind it. The Jacksonville Jaguars did not trade up to the number 2 pick to get Travis Hunter to come and play on both sides of the ball, and us sit here and go, did he do anything good on either side of the ball yesterday? That's what you traded up for the number 2 pick for? Like, just to be like, oh yeah, he was okay at receiver. Oh yeah, he did some things on the defensive side of the ball. Like, that's not why you make the trade for Travis Hunter.
But here's the thing, it might not all be on Travis. Steve Smith has been breaking it down on his YouTube channel, pointing out the real reasons behind Hunter's slow start. He explained that when you're in those offensive meetings, the game plan is already overwhelming, and that's before you're even flipping to defense. You're in there with the wideouts, the tight ends, the O-line, everybody locked in on the week's run schemes and adjustments. And Steve Smith made a powerful point. He said back when he was in the league, he'd be in the facility at 7 in the morning and wouldn't leave until 10:30 at night. That's workouts, film, meetings, everything just to stay sharp on one side of the ball. And that's only with the offensive coordinator's workload, but it goes deeper. After all that, you still break things down with your position coach, the wide receivers coach, going over how to attack defensive backs and specific coordinators, because every week coordinators switch things up. In the AFC South, you'll see some of those same coordinators 6 times a year, but you've still got 17 games total, so you're constantly facing new defensive looks and schemes. Now picture this, wide receivers grind through all of that just for offense. On defense, the grind is just as intense. The defensive coordinator comes in with the whole system, the game plan, the adjustments. Then it breaks down even more, nickelbacks, cornerbacks, specific matchups all week long. That's where Travis Hunter's problem explodes. He's split between 2 worlds. He's trying to master wide receiver and cornerback at the exact same time, and the workload is crushing him. Even podcasters are debating if this could push him toward bust territory. Big shout out to Sandbox Sessions podcast. Go check them out for breaking it down too. They make a strong point, and it showed in real time.
An offensive coordinator is breaking down the philosophy for that week. We all meet offensive linemen, tight end, wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks. And we're all sitting there. And then they go over what the emphasis of this week, some of the nuances. And then after they do that, because the wide receivers have to sit and hear Hey, this is the blocking scheme on the run plays that we're doing. Wide receivers, check force. Hey, tight ends, when they call this you call, you have to possibly go ahead and double down. If we're running, double down and go to the second level. Then they break it off and say, hey, potty break. Hey, go get a piss. Go stretch your legs. Let's keep guys up. Let's not make them fall asleep. Then the offensive linemen leave. And now it's all predicated on the passing game.
There was a crucial moment in the game where the Jacksonville Jaguars actually had the upper hand against the Bengals. The defense was in a do-or-die situation, 4th down, and Travis Hunter was on the field, lined up at nickel. Instead of locking down his zone, he bit on the route and followed the receiver. That mistake drew a pass interference flag, and it wasn't just a small slip-up. It changed the entire momentum of the game. That penalty extended the Bengals' drive, and many fans believe it cost Jacksonville the win. And here's the kicker. It wasn't just about one bad play. It highlighted the bigger issue. Travis isn't spending enough time with the defensive coaches. He's stretched thin between 2 playbooks, 2 systems, 2 sets of responsibilities. The Jaguars didn't just draft him high, they paid him like a franchise cornerstone, so the pressure to deliver on both sides of the ball is suffocating. Instead of dominating, he's stuck looking average everywhere. The numbers prove it. At wide receiver, he's giving the team underwhelming production. Short catches, no explosive plays, and his yards per reception barely move the chains. On defense, he's giving up big mistakes in coverage. Neither side of the ball is seeing elite Travis Hunter, and critics are loud about it.
You break down to your position meetings, and then the wide receiver coach goes over, hey, I know that was a lot, guys. Who has questions? Here are some of the things that we need to talk about, because last week we ran it like this. This week, that DB is a little bit better. This week, that secondary is a lot better. This week, that defensive coordinator is more exotic. All of this is done from 7 o'clock to 10:30. All that goes on between 7 o'clock. And on the other side, the defense is doing the same thing. The whole defense is meeting.
Another thing people are tearing into, his route running. For someone drafted that high, many expected polished, crisp footwork. But when you really watch his tape, it's not smooth, it looks raw. Sure, every receiver drops a pass here and there, but with Hunter, the little details in agility, sharp breaks, and route precision aren't where they need to be, and that's not because he lacks talent, it's because he's splitting his reps. You can't master route running when half your energy goes to studying defensive schemes. And that's the real problem. The league isn't college ball. At Colorado, Hunter could get away with freelancing because he was that much more talented than the guy across from him. But in the NFL, everyone's fast, everyone's strong, and every scheme is detailed down to the smallest adjustment. There's no room for shortcuts. At the end of the day, Hunter needs to focus. He has to choose one lane, and the smart choice would be wide receiver. Master that craft, sharpen those routes, and become a consistent threat on offense. Then every once in a while, he can step in on defense for a trick look or a key matchup. But trying to be Superman every snap, that's just setting himself up for failure. Even the greatest athletes have limits. No matter how big the ego is, no one can do it all at this level. In sports, and especially in the NFL, talent only carries you so far until the details catch up. When you get to the NFL, the game changes overnight. You're no longer the best athlete on the field. Every single guy out there is elite. These players are stronger, faster, smarter, and they've spent years mastering the details of their position, and that's where Travis Hunter is getting exposed. Back in college, teams didn't even bother throwing his way. He was just that dominant. But in the NFL, quarterbacks aren't afraid. In fact, they're picking on him. They see the lack of reps, the inexperience at defensive back, and they're targeting him on purpose. It's not hate, it's strategy. And it's starting to show cracks in his game. This is the part so many young stars don't understand. You can't do it all. There comes a time when you have to make a choice, lock in on one lane, and go all in. Talent alone won't save you at this level. Even if you think you can juggle it all, the league will humble you quick. And for Travis, The pressure is stacked to the ceiling. He's not just trying to learn 2 playbooks, he's also navigating a whole new chapter of life. He's a new father, a brand new husband, and he just moved into a new city where the spotlight is brighter and the expectations are brutal. Add in a $30 million signing bonus, and suddenly the kid who never faced serious criticism is now getting roasted by commentators, fans, and analysts every week. That weight can crush a player's confidence. It doesn't mean he's weak, and it doesn't mean he's not talented. It's just reality. The NFL is built different, and even the best draft picks can struggle when they're no longer the biggest star on the field. History proves it. Plenty of first-round picks came in with hype, but never had a superstar career. Not because they weren't athletic, but because the league is about more than just raw ability. Think about it. Confidence, coaching, injuries, team culture, all of it matters. You can be a freak athlete, but if your head isn't right or you're spread too thin, it'll eat away at you. And right now, Travis Hunter is stuck in that exact storm. New responsibilities at home, crazy expectations on the field, and the pressure of being the Jaguars' golden pick. If he doesn't lock in and choose a path, the league won't wait for him to figure it out. The NFL has chewed up and spit out talents even bigger than him. Here's the reality of the NFL. It's not just about talent, it's about timing, coaching, and luck. You could have the perfect coach who believes in you, and suddenly he gets fired. Then a new general manager steps in, and that GM might not even believe in your potential. Now you're stuck in a system that doesn't fit your style. Or maybe you get hurt, and before you know it, the league has moved on without you. All of these things can derail even the most hyped draft pick. And that's the wake-up call Travis Hunter is living through right now. He's realizing you can't do everything at the highest level, not in the NFL. And you know what? That's okay. I'm gonna say it again. It's okay. Nobody makes it alone, and everybody needs help. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do is simplify your life, drop the extra weight, and focus on one thing until you master it. If you don't, you risk falling behind, because while you're trying to juggle everything, someone else out there is locked in on one lane, sharpening their craft every single day, and by the time you look up, that person has already passed you. This isn't just a sports lesson, it's a life lesson. Think about it. The reason Warren Buffett became one of the wealthiest men alive is because he focused his entire life on one thing: investing. He didn't waste time trying to become a real estate mogul or the next Silicon Valley tech genius. He mastered his lane, and he dominated it. That same principle applies to football. Travis Hunter has the raw talent to be great, but greatness requires discipline and clarity. If he keeps trying to split his time between being a shutdown corner and a star wideout, he's only going to water himself down. And in the NFL, watered down doesn't cut it. This league is too fast, too smart, too brutal for half measures. So the big question becomes, will Travis learn this lesson before it's too late? Or will his ego keep pushing him to try and do it all until he gets buried by someone hungrier and more focused? Because make no mistake, the league is full of young killers who only care about one thing: being the best at their position. And right now, they're waiting for Hunter to slip up. Warren Buffett built his empire by sticking to what he knew best: stocks and buying businesses. He wasn't chasing every lane, and that's exactly why he won. He didn't jump into tech, real estate, or industries he didn't fully understand. He stayed in his bag and perfected it. Now, when it comes to Travis Hunter, sure, he understands both positions. He knows how to play wide receiver, and he knows how to play cornerback. But the cold truth is, understanding something at a college level is not the same as mastering it in the NFL. In this league, you're lining up against quarterbacks with cannons for arms. You're facing guys who read defenses in seconds, who've been studying the game like scientists. You're going against offensive coordinators who draw up plays like chess masters, and head coaches who can spot your weakness from a mile away. The NFL isn't just physical, it's mental, it's strategic, it's a level of genius that most players underestimate. And that's why Travis Hunter is struggling. Not because he isn't talented, not because he doesn't work hard, but because the NFL is just different. Sometimes, no matter how much talent you have, you can't do it all at once, and that's okay. So now the big question is, will he humble himself, pick one position, and become the star he was meant to be? Or will he keep chasing both and risk being remembered as just another wasted draft pick? But what do y'all think? Can Travis really pull off being a true two-way player in today's NFL, or is he setting himself up to crash out? Drop your thoughts down below. I want to hear from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment for more stories just like this, and I'll see you in the next one.